Hi, thanks for joining me this morning. I'm Mel from Inspired Crafts. Today's Tuesday the 12th of September. Can't believe how quick the year's going. Yesterday I did put a post on saying there was only 15 Mondays, or actually 15 Mondays time would be Christmas Day. So yeah, it's going a bit too quick for my liking. I am going to make some Christmas cards this morning though, I'm afraid, and we're going to be using the Beary Christmas suite, and also the Walk in the Forest papers that match that. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get on with some crafting. Okay. Okay, I'm hoping that the light's okay. I did try putting all my lights on, but it creates so much shadow, I find, so I decided to turn the light off. Okay, so the Beary Merry, I don't know why I keep saying the Beary Merry. Maybe it's because it's Merry Berry, I don't know. Anyway, the Beary Christmas suite and the Walk in the Forest papers, it says what we're using today. These papers are really quite pretty, and they do coordinate with the Merriest Trees dies and also the Beary Christmas punch. Okay, so just find the actual suite for the Beary Christmas. As you can see, it's lovely bright colours. Just make sure you can see that. Okay. So yeah, so it's a stamp set and punch, and there's a lovely embossing folder that's got snowflakes. They do also do the Memories and More card packs, which is for either to go with these Memories and More cards and envelopes, or for the scrapbooking albums and pages, or you could use them straight onto, you know, your own card blanks. So that's the suite we're going to be looking at and using today. I have made some cards in that already, but I wanted just to have another play with it because, you know, it's coming up to Christmas and I've got to make my Christmas cards. I've already started, obviously, but got quite a few to make. So the first card is using the Walk in the Forest DSP. So I've chosen a card base of Pretty Peacock, which is 8 inches long by 5 3/4, scored at 4 inches, or 20, oh, it's about 23, no it's not size, 20.3 centimetres by 14.5, and obviously scored in the middle. I've chosen a garden green layer, which is just 1/4 inch shorter on each side. And then it coordinates nicely with the DSP. So I've chosen this bit of DSP. It's got some nice Christmas trees and one big focal one. And then, as I haven't used the punch yet, I've cut out the brown bear, and I'm just gonna punch him out. And hopefully my hands won't shake too much. Right, so there we go. Okay, so obviously our punches are designed for you to line up the image and punch this way. Makes it so much easier. Okay, so I'm going to probably pop the bear on there somewhere, but I need to do a sentiment as well. And I think what I might use for this, if I can just, I've dropped my piece of crumb cake, so just bear with me because I can't see where it's gone. Probably under the dog. Okay, I'll have to get another piece, I think. It'll be quicker. Just bear with me a second. Right. Put that back. Okay, so I'm going to be just using a bit of crumb cake to do the sentiment. And I will just cut this down because I've had to pick up quite a big piece now. I don't know yet what sort of sentiment I'm going to actually print, so I'll just cut a piece off. Okay, so a very straightforward card first of all, so I'm just going to layer this up. I find sometimes my Tombow gets a bit of a, that one might be empty actually, a bit of a bung in the middle and just needs it peeling off. But I do have my nail varnish bottle holders to keep it upright, so that's really helpful. A fellow demonstrator actually gave me that tip quite a while ago, and it's been ever so useful. Okay, so that's the first layer. I'm gonna then just put this pattern paper on top. Again, each of my layers are a quarter of an inch smaller. Okay, so I've got my bear, and he'll go somewhere around there, and I think I'm going to use this Merry Christmas for my sentiment. Just find the right size block. They seem to have all moved. Okay, I've got a massive block here, but it'll be fine. I can out the way a moment, and I'm going to be stamping in Pretty Peacock. Okay, so if you're not used to our ink pads, that you really do only need to be tapping very gently. It's a photopolymer ink, photopolymer stamp, so I'm going to need my base underneath. Literally, you just tap over it. Okay, so you don't need to push really hard, you don't need to rock, you just do a few gentle taps. Move that out the way, and I'm just going to cut this with some scissors. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. As you can see, it's not perfectly straight, but it will be fine. I'm just going to do a little arrowhead like that. So I want my bear to go there, so I think I'm going to put that up there, and I'm going to use dimensionals for this. And so I've got some bits that I always, all the edging bits, great to just chop up and use. I think these bears are really cute. I've not used the brown bears before, so he's having a nice walk in the forest. Okay, so that's the outside. I say really straightforward, no messing about, simple card. I've got a white insert for the middle, and I'm just going to use there's a tiny bear, baby bear there. I'm going to use to stamp on the layer. Just down there like that. So he's a cute little bear. And then there's this sentiment which just says warm wishes. I think that goes nicely. Just need to grab another block. And I'm going to stick with the pretty Peacock ink for inside. So again, just some gentle taps. That one's a bit more of a chunkier font, but it's really nice. So just going to put that in there. Okay, so maybe a brown bear, I don't know. I guess polar bears you sort of think of with snow and that. Brown bears maybe not quite what you associate with Christmas, maybe. I'm not sure. Depends where you live, I guess. But that's a slightly different version of a Christmas card. Okay, so next one I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the polar bear as bear as a polar bear, and I've got a Balmy blue card base, and I've cut part of the DSP because I think this is really quite a nice patterned paper. I'm going to put that on there. So I mean, so I'll do that straight off rather than waiting. Okay, So I've got some white white cardstock, and there's my bear. Just going to pick him up, and I'm going to use Memento ink for this one. As you can see, it does stamp really well on quite a hard surface, even though it's photopolymer. It's not, you know, difficult to get a stamped image, but some of the more blocked images like this really are better on a matte. So I'm going to use Balmy blue and give this little bear a scarf, I think. Yes, that fits really well. It's the first time I've used that stamp, so I'm really pleased that it fits so nicely on there. And then I'm going to punch this one out. So you just need to line it up. Punch. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna sort of play around a bit with it, I think, because I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this one. I think what I'm going to do is use some a circle. I've got the these are quite old. They do still do layering circles, but they come in a different packet now. And I'm going to use the biggest ones, I think. Just pop those out the way so I don't drop them all on the floor. Let's see what I think I need. Yeah, that'll be okay, because that just gives just a little blue edge. Just need to run these through the my cut and emboss, which is to the side of me, so just bear with me one moment. While I'm doing this, I can tell you about a 3 crafting event Stampin' Up are doing. It's on the 7th of October, which happens to be World Card Making Day. I will put up on my blog and Facebook and that the instructions on how to join it. But it's basically a craft along, and there are products that you could buy so that you can craft along and do exactly the same. But you know, you don't have to. You can use whatever you've got, and just join in with the craft. You know, sort of crafting with a load of other people. Really, it's on. I'm not sure what platform it's on, but it is a virtual event. So there'll be lots of demonstrators there, as well as, you know, just any crafter really. Okay, so I want to be able to put a sentiment on this. So I'm going to stamp it first. Let's just move that off. I'm going to bring back in my Merry Christmas. I'm just going to give it a bit of a wash. And I think I'm going to tie in this real red ink. So I'm just got to get my real red ink pad. I've got two somewhere. Okay. I've already put it on the table, so now I don't know if this is going to fit on here. No, it will just. That's lucky. Didn't measure that beforehand. Okay. Right, I'm going to put that out the way so that we don't get red ink everywhere. And that will go onto here. Using the Tombow, you can just squidge it over so that you've got a nice even border. And I know it's covering up one of the presents, but that's fine. And I'm going to stick this down with Tombow rather than putting it onto dimensionals. I'm going to put it roughly in the middle. I'm going to put my bear on dimensionals. Again, do make sure you use up all the edging bits. Get as much out of these bits as you can, really. So he's going to go there, and then I've got some of these sparkly bits here which are really quite pretty. As you can see, there's two different sizes. And they're like glitter, adhesive-backed glitter dots. So just going to, I'm going to use some blue ones and just dot them around just to give it a bit of extra sparkle. Okay, and obviously I'll stick a white in there, probably again with the little bear on it. That's really another just quite simple and quick card. Okay, so my next card, again, all of these are really quite just, you know, just quick and easy cards to make. You know, at Christmas time, unless you're making all year round, I think you've got to sort of often decide who you're making the nice fancy cards for and who you're going to be making more sort of straightforward cards for. And you know, you've got to plan your time to suit that, haven't you, really? So I'm talking because I'm trying to find where I've put my embossing folder. Okay, so I used this one the other week on the Merriest Trees, but it does actually come with this sweet so it's a 3D embossing folder, and I don't know if you can see, it's more concentrated and then less that end. First of all though, what I'm just going to do quickly is I'm going to stamp my little bear. And I'm going to stamp him sort of just down near the bottom on that side, the right hand side as you look at it. And then I'm going to I never really know which way up this embossing folder is meant to go, but I guess you could do it either way. I'm going to do it with the less snowflakes down the bottom. And again, I'll just crank that through the machine. Fortunately, this one won't fit through the mini, so I have got my big machine over on the side. Okay, so I've actually done that upside down. It should be that way round. So I'm going to, didn't pay much attention to that, did I? But never mind. I shall just stamp my little bear again. There, he stamps perfectly fine over the top of the embossed image anyway. And put that to one side. And now I want my big bear again. Okay. And the punch. Ooh, my hands are shaking there. Okay, just line the bear up, punch him out. And this one will go here in a moment. I am going to use a different blue. I'm going to use my Night of Navy for this and put a scarf on this one. I'm going to have to just stand up. Hopefully I won't get in the way of the camera. There. Okay, and I'm going to put this one up on dimensionals. Let's see if I can find some big dimensionals. I've chosen Night of Navy for the scarf on here so it blends in with card base that I'm going to be using, just to, you know, keep it all colour coordinated a bit, really. Okay, so there's like, I don't know, Daddy and Baby Bear, or Mummy and Baby Bear, or whatever you want to think of them as. And just stick that down. Again, it'll have a white insert. Let me just find a bit of white for the sentiment, and I think I'm going to use the bigger sentiment for this one. Christmas is better together. So I'm going to stamp it first of all, and then I will cut it up. Because I want it along the top, really, or I want it chopped up rather than one big block. So I'm just literally cutting it round with a pair of scissors, so it's not going to be straight. This just shows, you know, you don't need to have fancy dies or punches to be able to, you know, use sentiments. You can, you know, you can add dimension to them by quite simply cutting them up, rather than just stamping straight onto the card. And you don't also need to use them all as they were, you know, as they show. You can cut them up. You can get totally different looks by, you know, deciding that you want it cut up. You know, you do whatever you want with them. It just gives you a bit more versatility with the stamp set. Just cut another bit. Don't want to cover up all of the snowflakes, so Okay, so there's that, and Joe, you'd never believe how messy my desk gets just from making a few cards. It's I need to have a really big tidy up because I've got a new toy for my birthday and I need to make space to be able to put it on one of my desks. So I'm just going to pop a few of these around just to give it a bit of sparkle. And that's the third straightforward, quick and easy card for today. I just noticed this one hasn't actually got any sparkles on, so I might just pop a few on. I've got these. This green is Old Olive and it matches these trees in here. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, just gonna add a bit of sparkle. You need some sparkle at Christmas, don't you? Okay, so let's move all this rubbish out of the way and we can put the cards down. So that's the first one in the Walk in the Forest DSP, and then these, that's the Beary Christmas DSP, and then that one's just white cardstock with a navy, note of navy base and some gems. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed seeing those cards come together. They're very easy, quick and simple cards. Just give you an idea of some more uses with the Beary Christmas set. Thanks for joining me today. See you again next week. Bye.